At 62, Charles Barkley's drama is finally revealed. The Basketball Hall of Famer has been loud, proud, and often reckless, both on and off the court for decades. But the truth is that his drama was never hidden at all. It has been nonstop since he entered the public eye, and turning 62 years old was no exception. The man who once declared he was not a role model continues to prove it every time he opens his mouth. Charles Barkley built his entire brand on controversy and chaos. During his playing career, he was infamous for spitting at a fan, declaring, "I am not a role model" in a Nike ad, and getting into fights. These were not isolated incidents, but the foundation of his public persona. This pattern of generating headlines through outrageous behavior and statements has continued long past his retirement from basketball in 2000. The drama in his life is not new. It is simply the latest chapter in a story that has been unfolding for decades. His recent controversies around age 62 are not surprising revelations, but predictable outcomes of his deeply ingrained, outspoken nature. The real question is not what drama has been revealed, but why we still give him platforms to create more. One of the most concerning aspects of Barkley's life is his relationship with gambling. He recently admitted to losing approximately $25 million gambling throughout his life. In interviews, he revealed winning about $1 million perhaps 7 times, but losing that same amount around 25 times. These are not small numbers even for someone with his wealth. More troubling than the financial losses is the emotional toll. Barkley confessed that losing large sums of money sent him into deep depression. He described times when he felt compelled to stay at casinos until he won back his losses, ignoring the advice of friends. He acknowledged this behavior was out of hand and once quit gambling entirely for 2 years. Yet despite these admissions about the destructive impact of gambling on his mental health, Barkley maintains a partnership with FanDuel. He even celebrates breaking losing streaks on his sponsored Same Game Parlay segment on television. He has also expressed interest in potentially owning a casino in Alabama if gambling becomes legal there. This contradiction between acknowledging harm while continuing to promote and participate in gambling is troubling. During his younger years, Barkley faced legal issues including a DUI conviction. While he has not had recent arrests, legal drama continues to surround him through industry battles. When Warner Bros. Discovery lost NBA media rights, Barkley found himself caught in the middle of a lawsuit between his employer and the NBA. Though not personally named in the suit, the legal battle directly impacted his professional future. Barkley has focused much of his recent controversy on attacking ESPN, the network slated to become a broadcast partner for his show. He repeatedly criticized ESPN for what he called an obsessive focus on LeBron James, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors. He described their coverage as brain-numbing, formulated bulls, and did not hesitate to call network analysts clowns and fools. This criticism escalated into a personal feud with ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins. Barkley singled out,
"I saw a fool idiot on TV talking about the Lakers save the NBA.
Save the NBA.
Yeah. He's an idiot and a fool, but he know who he is. What's his name, Shaq?
Which one you talking about? There's a lot of
Kendrick
fools out
Perkins.
there. Oh.
He said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about.
Perkins calling him an idiot and a fool for suggesting that the Lakers' hypothetical acquisition of Luka Doncic had saved the NBA. Perkins fired back on social media, challenging Barkley to maintain his confrontational energy in person and threatening to address his backside like the numbers on a house. The conflict drew wider attention when ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith entered the fray, urging Barkley to be specific with his criticisms rather than making broad generalizations. Smith warned that once Barkley came over to ESPN, there would be people waiting to call him a fool as well. This public fighting among media personalities undermines legitimate sports analysis. Barkley also inserted himself into controversies surrounding WNBA rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. He claimed established WNBA players, and possibly the league and media, had mishandled Clark's arrival due to petty jealousy. Using strong language, Barkley declared they could not have messed up the Caitlin Clark situation any worse if they tried. While defending Clark, Barkley framed criticism of her as stemming from resentment over her stardom rather than legitimate basketball analysis. Many observers, including fellow athletes, agreed with Barkley's defense of Clark. Others argued he was oversimplifying complex dynamics and potentially ignoring the normal physical play and rookie adjustments common in professional sports. Barkley never shies away from political controversy either. He generated headlines by declaring he would punch any black person he saw wearing a Donald Trump mugshot shirt, calling it an insult for Trump to equate his legal troubles with historical discrimination faced by black Americans. Yet inconsistently, he also argued that athletes and championship teams should accept White House invitations regardless of their personal feelings about the president. He also publicly mocked Stephen A. Smith's hints about a possible presidential run, telling him to knock it off and suggesting the idea began as a joke that Smith took too seriously. This comment carried a layer of hypocrisy given Barkley's own history of publicly discussing but never pursuing a run for governor of Alabama. On college sports, Barkley expressed concerns about the name, image, and likeness system in college athletics. He questioned the sustainability of the current model, highlighting financial pressure on universities, especially smaller schools, to generate millions annually to compete for talent. While stating support for athletes earning compensation, he criticized how NIL had transformed into what many see as a direct pay-for-play mechanism. The central professional drama for Barkley around age 62 involved the uncertain future of Inside the NBA. After decades of partnership, Warner Bros. Discovery lost its NBA media rights package following the 2024 to 2025 season. The league signed new deals worth a reported $77 billion over 11 years with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon Prime Video, threatening the existence of Inside the NBA in its familiar form. Barkley responded with harsh criticism of both his corporate leadership and the NBA. He blamed WBD CEO David Zaslav for potentially alienating NBA Commissioner Adam Silver with dismissive comments about the NBA. He accused Silver and NBA owners of choosing money over fans and the successful, long-standing relationship with TNT. When WBD filed a lawsuit against the NBA alleging breach of contract, Barkley expressed personal discomfort with the legal battle. He stated bluntly that he did not want to be in a relationship where he had to sue somebody to be in it, saying that made zero sense. Eventually, a settlement was reached, allowing Inside the NBA to continue under a complex arrangement where ESPN would license the show from TNT Sports. Throughout this uncertainty, Barkley made specific demands about his future role. He holds a lucrative 10-year contract extension signed with TNT in 2022, reportedly worth over $200 million, which includes an out clause if TNT lost NBA rights. Barkley made it clear he would not accept a pay cut under any new arrangement. He also rejected the idea of participating in ESPN's broader network shows, declaring emphatically that he would not appear on First Take, Get Up, SportsCenter, or Pat McAfee. Barkley has frequently used retirement threats as leverage. He previously discussed retiring at age 60, then extended his commitment, later targeting age 62 before the media rights situation exploded. During the 2024 NBA Finals, he publicly announced that the upcoming season would be his final year on television, regardless of which network held the rights. However, these retirement pronouncements are widely viewed as moving targets and negotiating tactics. His firm retirement declaration in June 2024 seemed contradicted by later statements indicating openness to working for NBC or Amazon if the ESPN and TNT workload proved too demanding. This inconsistency allows him to control the narrative around his future while extracting maximum value from networks desperate for his services. Media coverage of Barkley remains mixed. Former ESPN host Michelle Beadle publicly supported his assessment of the network's narrow focus. However, colleagues like Stephen A. Smith have publicly called him out for flawed reasoning. Critics often label Barkley as uninformed or hypocritical, delivering strong opinions without sufficient factual basis. Many fans accuse him of being lazy and ill-informed, suggesting he does not even watch the games he analyzes. His critiques of teams like the Lakers are sometimes seen as hypocritical, given how much airtime he dedicates to ranting about them. Some viewers believe his analysis is factually incorrect or overly simplistic. The claim that Kevin Hart roasted Barkley badly refers to a specific exchange that occurred in 2018, not recently. During this appearance on NBA on TNT, after Barkley teased Hart about his physique, Hart responded by mocking Barkley's build and, more pointedly, his lack of an NBA championship ring. While this generated laughs at the time, it is not relevant to any recent drama surrounding Barkley at age 62. Charles Barkley exists in a fascinating paradox. His media value and enduring popularity seem directly tied to the very outspokenness that routinely generates controversy. Networks appear not only tolerant of his provocative nature, but dependent on it to drive engagement and ratings. Any attempt to significantly moderate his commentary would likely dilute his brand and reduce his appeal. The media ecosystem surrounding Barkley thrives on amplifying conflict. Barkley versus Perkins, Barkley versus ESPN, Barkley versus WNBA players. This focus on confrontation generates significant attention, but often overshadows more nuanced discussions or the substance behind his original points. At 62, Charles Barkley remains essentially unchanged from the controversial figure he has always been. The drama surrounding him is not a revelation, but a continuation of patterns established decades ago. What is perhaps most remarkable is his ability to remain relevant and highly compensated despite or because of his tendency toward controversy. He continues to be a potent mix of insight, humor, and provocation, ensuring his place in sports conversations. His legacy remains complex: a beloved entertainer, a sometimes insightful critic, and an undeniable generator of discourse and controversy. For better or worse, Charles Barkley at 62 is exactly who he has always been, still refusing to be a role model, but demanding we pay attention anyway.